Hello, and nice to meet you all again recently. Many of you have sent me messages and comments asking about something called past life regression. Hypnosis. After doing a quick Google search to understand what it actually is, I decided to explore this topic with you all from a scientific perspective. To find out what exactly past life regression really is, welcome to the world of hypnosis. Past life regression, time travel, spiritualism, things we shouldn't really be talking about. Who knows? Maybe this is a live-action experiment. Past life regression is a method that uses hypnosis to recover memories of past lives. The concept of past life memories isn't new. Going back as far as the 2nd century BC, Hindu scholars and Buddhist sages have long discussed the idea. They believe that the human soul becomes heavier over time due to the accumulation of memories from past lives. They refer to the process of recovering memories from previous lifetimes as punarjinman or samsara. According to Wikipedia, this technique is still used in some modern yoga practices. Additionally, if you've watched a lot of Chinese historical dramas, you might remember a certain character, Mengpo or Granny Meng. She is essentially the goddess of forgetfulness in Chinese mythology. Legend has it that Mengpo lives near the Naiha River, and every soul passing through must drink a bowl of soup, sometimes called Mengpo's tea, to erase all memories of their previous life. This helps the soul let go of burdens before being reborn, according to the legend. Anyone who manages to avoid Mengpo and remembers everything from their past life will experience what we now call past life regression, and it's become quite a trending topic. This seems to have originated from a trending video on the HD History channel, and the video even features a book titled Quantum Hypnosis. It's unclear whether the people practicing this method actually have any understanding of quantum physics, and honestly, they probably don't, because if they did understand quantum mechanics, they'd know that quantum physics applies only to the microscopic world. Atoms and subatomic particles like electrons and protons, and not to large-scale structures like the human brain. So, terms like quantum hypnosis or quantum healing are similar to other pseudo-scientific buzzwords like quantum speed reading, concepts that borrow the prestige of quantum mechanics without any actual scientific basis. It's like using scientific-sounding jargon to impress people, but it has no real scientific meaning. And for those of you who are thinking about starting a business and need ideas, you can totally market something like quantum bread, quantum, pho, or even quantum dumplings. Now, back to the topic of past life regression. Hypnosis, in general, is a state in which a person is deeply relaxed, focused, and more open to suggestions. The hypnotist can guide the subject through visualizations or suggestions depending on the intended purpose. There is still debate about the nature of the hypnotic state. Some believe it is a unique mental state, different from normal waking consciousness, where the person enters a completely altered state of mind. Others argue that hypnosis is simply a form of role-playing. The person relaxes, focuses, and follows the hypnotist's instructions with the expectation that something unusual will happen regardless of what hypnosis actually is. One thing is clear: it is a voluntary process. The person being hypnotized must willingly listen and follow the hypnotist's instructions to some extent. You can't hypnotize someone who doesn't want to be hypnotized. Also, hypnosis works differently for different people. It depends on their mental state and how cooperative they are in medicine. Hypnosis is sometimes used by doctors and psychologists as a form of psychological therapy to help with depression, anxiety, eating disorders, sleep problems, gambling addiction, phobias, trauma recovery, and even smoking cessation or weight loss done at first glance. It might seem like just a psychological trick, but it's important to note that hypnosis is not yet recognized as a mainstream medical treatment. Instead, it is considered an alternative or complementary therapy, a method used in an attempt to achieve therapeutic effects, similar to conventional medicine, but without a solid scientific foundation or proven effectiveness. In some cases, it may even be ineffective. An article on the website of a public healthcare system summarized the process of a hypnotherapy session as follows. First, you and the therapist will have a discussion about the issue you're facing and what you hope to achieve from the session. Then, the therapist will guide you into a deep hypnotic state using agreed-upon techniques to help you reach your goal. At the end, you will be brought out of the hypnotic state. The article also emphasized that you are always in control throughout the entire process. You don't have to follow any suggestions or instructions you don't want to, and you can consciously come out of the hypnotic state at any time based on all of this. We can say that hypnosis is not mysterious or magical. It's not like what you see in movies or stage performances where a hypnotist takes full control of someone, forces them to reveal secrets or manipulate their mind. Those are dramatized scenarios, not real-life applications. So now that you understand what hypnosis is and what past life memories are, what exactly is past life regression? The big question is it real? To answer whether past life regression is real, we first need to ask, is the concept of a past life real? If you don't believe in reincarnation, the idea of being reborn after death, then the concept of past life memories may seem absurd. You might think, what are they talking about? There's no such thing as a past life. But many people are curious and want to find out the truth, which is why they watch videos like this. At this point, the idea of reincarnation, also known as rebirth or transmigration of the soul, is still within the realm of philosophy and religion, not science. There is no verified scientific evidence supporting the idea that a soul with memories and personality can survive the death of the body and move into a new one. However, Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist from the University of Virginia, conducted over 1,500 case studies on children who, as soon as they could speak, began talking about their previous lives. His findings were published in 12 different books. In many of these cases, the children's statements seemed to correspond with the life of someone who had died. Stevenson even documented cases where children had birthmarks or physical disabilities that matched injuries or scars on the deceased person's body, sometimes with autopsy photos as evidence. Despite this, most of his research was controversial and largely ignored by mainstream academia. An article in the Washington Post on February 11, 2000, the day after Stevenson's death, acknowledged a major flaw in his research. He had no evidence proving that a soul with full memories and personality could exist after death and move into a new body. Critics of Stevenson's work suggest that these so-called past life memories in children could be explained by cryptomnesia, hidden memories, or simply by false memories. You can look up false memory syndrome to learn more. Back to past life regression. The memories some people claim to experience during regression may just be the result of confabulation, a condition where the brain creates false memories to fill in gaps in real ones. For example, during hypnosis, you might be told, imagine yourself floating back in time or fly over fields, forests, mountains, and deep valleys. These suggestions, combined with forgotten information in your imagination, can lead your brain to construct vivid, realistic memories that feel authentic. The level of detail and believability of these memories depends on the person's imagination, the hypnotist's storytelling, and the environment. Also, the person's belief in reincarnation plays a significant role, according to Wikipedia. People who believe in reincarnation tend to remember more past life details than skeptics or non-believers. In his book, The Reincarnation of Edgar, case, a social cognitive theory was presented when people recall past life memories. Researchers found inconsistencies. Some memories turned out to be quotes from movies or historically accurate details that matched a novel written in 1947 with a similar setting and character name. Other details were just general knowledge and didn't reveal anything deep about the supposed past life. When volunteers were asked to provide specific historical details to verify their memories, they could only give vague, unverifiable answers. All of this strongly suggests that these past life memories are created by the brain rather than being real experiences. In conclusion, past life regression is a topic that hasn't received much attention from mainstream science, as it relies mostly on philosophical and religious concepts, and sometimes pseudoscience filled with unprovable and unfalsifiable claims. Even though the memories recovered through past life regression may feel real, they could simply be a mix of personal experiences, forgotten memories, imagination, and the hypnotist's suggestions. Since it's not a scientific topic, the truth of past life regression heavily depends on individual belief. If you believe it's real, then to you, it is real. So, there you have it, a brain-clarifying video on past life regression, spiritual time travel, and the quantum version of it all. Brought to you by HeckyFish. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe in past life regression? If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with my latest videos. Also, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a follow-up video on this topic. Thank you for watching.